Hi guys! So as you can see, I'm going to make a flip through from my first album of 2017. Susanna asked me if I can make a little flip through of my layouts from last year, and I said of course. And yeah, we just flip through and you will see my layouts from last year. In this album, so I have two. In this album there are only layouts with pictures from last year. In the second album, I will show you in a separate video in the second part. There are layouts which I made last year, but with photos from previous years, so from previous vacation and so on. But since I have no extra album, and there are some of them from 2010, 12, and so on, even 9, I decided to leave them in my second album from 2017 until I have a better solution, or maybe I make a separate like older vacation album, but then I need to buy one because I have no spare album at the moment I can put them in. But you will see them later on in the next video. Okay, if it gets a little noisy in the background, Nils is outside in the garden working a little bit. But I hope it will be okay, and also the lighting. Okay, so just for short information, in 2017 I decided to make all my year, or kind of keep all the memories of 2017 on 12 by 12 layouts. The year before, in 2016, I made Project Lifestyle, and this year I combine both, so Project Life with 12 by 12 layouts. And I have to say, I like this like having a mixture of both. And at the moment I'm also debating a little bit about making it like smaller. And when I say making it smaller, I'm thinking about Trevor's notebook style. Yeah, but I have to see. I'm thinking about it. And I decided on going 12 by 12 in 2017 because I just was brave enough to make my first 12 by 12 in December 2016. And my very first layout was this one. So this is my first 12 by 12 layout, right? So, and I was debating, is it okay? Does it look good enough? But then I thought, it's just for me, and if I like it, it's good. So this was the first ever. And then I made this one. This was my second. It's very simple, right? It's just 2 Project Life cards, and then there's a tag where I placed you and me. And you and me is not Nils and myself, it's Nils and Finja, because they are together almost all the time, or they have spent so much time together. Finja always goes to work with Nils. But this year it changed. So this year I work from home 3 days a week. So I have her 3 days a week and she's with me. And then the other 2 days I have to go into office. And then she goes with Nils into his office, because at his work he is allowed to take her into the office. But this is only a change which happened this year. And all years before, she is 6 now, she always went with him. And they spend like 24/7 together. So this is why it's a layout about them. And then I decided to go with 12 by 12 in 2017, and this is my third layout, and this is the start layout of the 2017 album. And the start layout of all my albums is a picture with Nils and myself on New Year's Eve with these sparkling light? Sparkle light? How do you say it? We say Wunderkerze. I don't know the English word. Okay, so Yeah, and also if you're new to like 12 by 12 layouts, or even if you go a little bit smaller and you're not sure how to start, a good way to start is having kits. So I decided that I want to have a kit so that it makes easier for me to scrap, and it was a real blessing having the kits. It made it so much easier. It took away a lot of struggle with choosing the materials. Sometimes I just added something from my stash, and also with the kits you kind of grow your stash because you never use everything from the kit, and then you get a new kit. And I got a 3 month subscription for Christmas in 2016, and then after that I ordered a 12-month kit, so I had a 12-month subscription to another scrapbook store. And at the moment I'm without, and I'm really thinking I can't make a decision. I don't want to go really with the two German stores I know, and then I'm struggling a little bit ordering someplace else. I don't know. I have to see. But I really wish I would have a kit again, so, and I will go and get one soon, hopefully. So, okay. These two tags I made myself, and then also this like banner here I made myself. Yeah, and then just some little writing, that's all. So I'm a very simple scrapbooker. I'm not a type of, I don't use lots of mixed media. I mean, sometimes I use some spray inks or maybe like a stencil, but this is not very often. I'm basically just having the paper, making maybe 1-2 layers, and then stickers and embellishment. And I like enamel dots, and these tiny word stickers. It's always good to have. And if there are ephemera packs, I like them being on a smaller side. At the moment I have the feeling, especially crepe paper, they kind of increase the size of the ephemera pieces a lot, and that's a bit annoying, I have to say. Yeah. So I mean, sometimes I fuzzy cut some stuff off out of the paper, so I have some embellishments like the trees here. This was a tree paper from Crepe Paper, Snow and Cocoa collection. These two layouts are entirely Snow and Cocoa. Yep. So, and then I went on vacation to Bali and Singapore and Borneo, Malaysian part. Yep. And then I have a separate mini album where I have vacation pictures in, but since it was a big part, I mean, we spent 4 weeks on vacation last year, and since it was such a big part, I also included a few layouts in my yearly album, right? Yeah, I even used pink. I got to use pink. It was a struggle, and it's still a struggle, I have to say. Using pink stuff a lot, it's not my comfort zone. Here I tried stitching with my sewing machine the first time. I used it twice, I think. Yeah, twice. And all the other times I do it by hand, so I do hand stitching. It relaxes me, and I don't have to, since I have just a very small part in the apartment, which is my crafty space. I just have like maybe it's even not half a room, and then I share the room with Nils. So we have 2 desks in the room, and we have a guest bed in the same room. So it's very small space for me, and I don't have the space for putting up my sewing machine, and I don't like the struggle pulling it out and putting it back all the time, so I do it by hand. It's okay. So here a bit layering in the corners, tucking the ephemera pieces behind one of the paper corners, and I fuzzy cutted all these flowers. Yep. And it's nice to using like another color than white or black cardstock as a background. So sometimes I use this craft cardstock, twice I believe. Yeah, it was Valentine's collection. It's pink. And it bothers me. I have 2 layouts where I use these white ink spray, And wait. It is from this company, and it sucks. I have to say, I don't know if it just that I was unlucky and I got a bad bottle, like so to say, because it smears a lot. I mean, this is a year old. I made this layout 1 year ago, and it's still, when I would go over it, and if it moves in my page protector, it smears, and it's annoying. It looks ugly. Ugh, disappointing. Wait. Yeah. So I don't know if this brand is always like this. I have the silver and the gold, and I never use it because of the bad experience I had with the white one. I don't have the white one anymore. I threw it away because I got so upset with it, and I said I can't use it. I don't want someone else using it, so I threw it away. So I don't know. I mean, if you have experience with the same brand and it's the same, or if you have different experience, let me know, because I don't dare to use it. Yeah. So, and here I like these color combination. I like darker blues, and it's not very often that you find these darker blues in scrapbook paper, and it's a pity. I like dark blues. I don't want to have this pink girly layout all the time. So, but here I use the sewing machine for stitching all the way around the corners or sides, and then I have my journaling on this tag here, so I can pull it out. If I take out the whole layout, I can pull out the tag, and there's my journaling on the back. And I even placed 3 pictures on one 4x6. That's nice. And then I used my Dymo Junior for like making my own sticker. Yeah, like it. I like yellow blue combination. It's pretty. So I hope you don't wonder, but sometimes I have to use some washi to cover up some faces. This is Neil's family. We visit on Borneo, and yeah, so I did 2 layouts about meeting the family and having dinner together, and then the situation at the airport. It's Niels and his dad, and I mean, it's not nice when your family or part of your family lives so far away and you don't see them very often. I mean, basically like once every few years, and that's not very often, right? So I journal a bit about this situation, and again I used some craft cardstock, just 1 piece of paper. So this is a very simple layout, as most of my layouts are. I would describe it as very simple, as a very simple scrapper, just a piece of paper and then some embellishment clusters and my journaling, and that's it, and of course some stitching. So this one I don't like. I don't like the colors. I don't know what I did. I mean, I was really like stuck and I had no idea, but I wanted to scrap these 2 pictures. Maybe I could redo the layout, but you know, I mean, it's in here. It's okay. I scrapped about it, and it's good enough. So I will keep it, but I don't like it. But I like this one. I like the paper. It's also crepe paper. I would say crepe paper is it's the company I like the most, even though I don't like everything they do, but the style is more on my side, I would say. Yeah, so it's, maybe they could make more bluish paper, maybe, please. Yep. So, and again, very simple, just 2 pieces of paper, a sticker, my Dymo Junior label machine, and then no layers behind the pictures, and my journaling. Yeah. And this is a very, very white layout, I have to say. I mean, it's so bright. It's basically almost no color. I mean, a little bit pink here, but that's it. Right. This again is Snow and the Snow and Coco collection. And this is a collection, the winter collection from Crate Paper. They had 2016 and 2017. And I really hope they will come up with something new, pretty but new. Because I don't want to have a winter collection this year again and having the same one. Because for me, Christmas, I don't use really, since we don't celebrate Christmas as most families do in Europe. I don't need a Christmas collection. I need a winter collection because we love now. We have snow here, but I don't need Christmas trees or lots of presents because this is not what Nils and I do. And so, a new winter collection, please, crepe paper. Okay, yeah, very very bright. And since I had a very like bluish bam in your face colored sweater on, and it wouldn't match with the colors I used, so I printed my picture in black and white. And this time I even I have no frame, like no white border, so every time I get the struggle with having the pictures not matching my colors in my picture, I print it in black and white. So, and as you can see, I basically use a lot of design paper as my background. It's not very often that I use cardstock. If I did, then the design paper in the monthly kit wasn't good for me. I had a situation once last year, and it bothered me a lot. So, yeah, this one I like too because I really like it if it's looks like there are dimension, like different layers, and not everything is flat on the layout. So I used a lot of foam tape to raise the ephemera pieces from the cardstock. I like this. It brings the layout more alive, I believe. Yeah. Here first time I used modeling paste, but this is a very rough modeling paste. It's a cheap one, and after using this one I felt like, yeah, I like using modeling paste, but not this one, so I invested into a better one. So now I have a good one, a very smooth one, and I like it. Yeah, but it was a try, and I felt like, yeah, I can do it more often. That's good. This one is also again very simple, but when I see this, and this is a year ago, it always reminds me on when my friendship with Susanne from Channel Chnolo started, because we exchanged these figures. I gave her these pink ones, and she sent me some white ones back, and that's how we got to know each other. That's nice. And here again, this is one where I use a lot of foam tape for putting the butterflies on different levels. And I really like it that you can see it even if the layout is in your page protector. This is always nice. So this is more, it's also here some foam tape here and some more straight on the paper. That's nice. It's Easter last year. And as you can see, I almost ever have a title. So I like having titles. Some scrapbookers are not using titles a lot, and that's nice too, but I always have a title, or almost. It's not very often that I have no title. I mean, here my title is this card, so love 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 you, this is my title. So, and here again, I know that this is a layout I made with stuff from my stash. This was a kit one, this is stash kit one, so I really see the difference, and I remember this. And this background paper is also crepe paper, and it's awesome. The blue color is just, it's everything. And here I even had the journaling on my card and a ticket, and it's stuck behind all the layers. So the last layer is on foam tape, and then I can stuck my card in here. That's good, because sometimes I don't want, if people just look in my album and go through, I don't want that they can read everything. And then I stuck my journal link behind. Yep. So in here it's the month where I had a kid, but I didn't like the papers in the kit very much. I loved the love paper, that's for sure, but the other papers, like this one, it was like, oh, okay, I tried to use it. And I made, was it 4? I mean, there are 3 in this one, and I think there's a 4th one in my second album. And I only used white cardstock and a bit of the paper, and you can see I try to use as much from the love paper as I can. Yeah, so, and this was also from the kit, and I believe the figures, the alphabet figures were from the month before. And I fuzzy cut these flowers from cut apart pieces from one of the paper. I believe there were two papers I liked, and the rest wasn't. I mean, you basically get like 7 to 9 papers in a monthly kit, and I like 2, and the rest was like, I don't want to use it. I can't use it, and that was tough. This was really tough. So that was my first album, and I believe in here there are 32 layouts, if I'm correct. I have to count again, but this is what you can put into an album, like 30, 35, if they are not too bulky. And so it lays almost, it's not raised, right? So because this would be a bit problematic if it's in my shelf, on my shelf. So this was part number 1. There will be a second part with the layouts in my second album, and then I will also make flip from my December daily. So because these are not included in my album from last year. I hope you like it. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave me something below or just write me on my email. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.